Hi, Teal Room. I hope you had a great weekend. We are going to read The Tiny Seed. This is by Eric Carle, and if you don't know about Eric Carle's books, they are some of my favorite books. And if you look him up, you can find him on Amazon. His art is just really beautiful. There is also a museum that you can check out once things open, and it's a pretty fun place to go. So this is called The Tiny Seed. Remember, seeds turn into flowers. It is autumn. A strong wind is blowing. It blows flower seeds high in the air and carries them far across the land. One of the seeds is tiny, smaller than any of the others. Will it be able to keep up with the others? And where are they going? See, the wind is blowing them. It was a very windy day this weekend, yesterday. One of the seeds flies higher than the others. Up, up it goes. It flies too high, and the sun's hot rays burn it up. But the tiny seed sails on with the others. Where is the tiny seed? See, it's smaller than the rest. And there's the one that went into the sun. And this book is a little bit longer, so it's okay if your child can't sit for the whole thing. You might have to pause it and come back to it. Another seed lands on a tall and icy mountain. The ice never melts and the seed cannot grow. The rest of the seeds fly on, but the tiny seed does not go as fast as the others. So one of the seeds landed on the snowy mountain. And there's the tiny seed. And these are still flowing. Now they fly over the ocean. One seed falls into the water and drowns. The others sail on with the wind, but the tiny seed does not go as high as the others. Where is the seed that fell into the ocean? I think it's right here. And do you see the tiny seed? Can you touch it? I see it right here. Smaller. One seed drifts down onto the desert. It is hot and dry, and the seed cannot grow. Now the tiny seed is flying very low, but the wind pushes on with the others. So this one fell onto the dry land. Where's the tiny seed? Do you see it? Right here. Uh-oh. Finally, the wind stops and the seeds fall gently down on the ground. A bird comes by and eats one seed. The tiny seed is not eaten. It is so small that the bird does not see it at all. So the bird ate one. The rest are on the ground. Where is the tiny seed? Do you see it? Right there. There's the tiny seed. They're all on the ground. I wonder what is going to happen. Ooh, and now it is winter. After their long trip, the seeds settle down. They look just as if they are going to sleep in the earth. Snow falls and covers them like a soft white blanket. A hungry mouse that also lives in the ground eats a seed for lunch. But the tiny seed lies very still and the mouse does not see it. So the tiny seed is right there. All of the seeds are going away, but the little seed is still there. And what is happening? Now it is spring. After a few months, the snow has melted. It is really spring. Birds fly by, the sun shines, rain falls. The seeds grow so round and full, they start to burst open a little. Now they are not seeds anymore. They are plants. First, they send roots down into the earth. You see the roots? Then their little stems and leaves begin to grow up toward the sun and air. there is another plant that grows much faster than the new little plants. It is a big fat weed, and it takes all the sunlight and the rain away from one of the small new plants, and that little plant dies. The tiny seed hasn't begun to grow yet. It will be too late. Hurry! But finally, it too starts to grow into a plant. They're all growing, and there's the tiny seed, and it's starting to grow. It is growing slower than the other ones. This is a big one. Ooh, uh-oh. People are walking. The warm weather also brings the children out to play. They too have been waiting for the sun and springtime. One child doesn't see the plants as he runs along and oh no, he breaks one. Now it cannot grow anymore because he stepped on it. But where is the tiny seed? Is the tiny seed still growing? I think it's right there. It's still little. The tiny plant that grew from the tiny seed is growing fast, but its neighbor grows even faster. Before the tiny plant has 3 leaves, the other plant has 7. And look, a bud, and now even a flower. But what is happening? First there are footsteps, then a shadow looms over them, then a hand reaches down and breaks off the flower. Somebody is picking the flower. So all the plants and the seeds are disappearing, but look, the tiny seed is still there, and it's still growing. A boy has picked the flower to give to a friend. That's a very nice thing. Miss Allison got a lot of flowers this weekend for Mother's Day. I love flowers. It is summer. Now the tiny plant from the tiny seed is all alone. It grows on and on. It doesn't stop. The sun shines on it and the rain waters it. It has many leaves. It grows taller and taller. It is taller than the people. It is taller than the trees. It is taller than the houses. And now a flower grows on it. People come from far and near to look at this flower. It is the tallest flower they have ever seen. It is a giant flower. Look how big it is. So it was a tiny, tiny seed. And now it's a big flower with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 leaves and a stem. All summer long, the birds and bees and butterflies come visiting. They have never seen such a big and beautiful flower. You see the birds and the butterflies. They all really love the big flower. Now it is autumn again. The days grow shorter, the nights grow cooler, and the wind carries yellow and red leaves past the flower. Some petals drop from the giant flower, and they sail along with the bright leaves over the land and down to the ground. Now the wind is blowing the petals off. The wind blows harder. The flower has lost almost all of the petals. It sways and bends away from the wind, but the wind grows stronger and shakes the flower. Once more, the wind shakes the flower, and this time the flower seed pods open. Out come many tiny seeds that quickly sail far away on the wind. So now it is fall, and the wind is blowing the flower seeds, and there they go. And I wonder what will happen to those seeds. Thank you guys for listening. I hope you really enjoyed this book. I know it was longer, and I didn't want to shorten it like I normally would with some of the longer books because it's just such a really nice book. So have a great day.